know, it was a tough race out there. I think everyone went into the race sort of concerned with tyre life, but you know, the race turned out really well. The tyres hung in there. You know, I felt good at the start. I didn't get the best of starts, and I was back a little bit. I had to make a few passes. I got into my rhythm, and I was pretty comfortable with the pace, to be fair, at the start. And I just sort of got put out a little bit when I nearly hit James. Something happened with his bike, and I had to just swerve off to the right, and I was on the grass. It took me sort of 2 laps to find my rhythm again. I nearly crashed a few times because I had dirt on my tyres, and you know, it allowed Josh to come by, and they just sort of broke me. So, you know, I'm happy enough to hold third. We'll make a few tweaks for this afternoon, you know, and I'm confident we can make more improvements yet.
You know, early laps, you know, I was a little way back, but you know, I stepped forward as the laps went on and was able to make a few passes. And to be honest, the rear tyre was a bit of a concern, as Jason said. I think a lot of the people on the grid were kind of, you know, deciding between the 0 softer tyre or the one, the slightly harder one. And the Kawasaki guys seemed to be able to work with the one a bit better than some of the other bikes. But we went with the 0, and early in the race I knew it would be, you know, consistent. But towards the end I didn't know. But luckily, you know, the race sort of settled down into a nice rhythm. Shaky was setting the pace. I was trying to run with him and get closer. And you know, there might have been a 10th or 2 in it between the laps, but you know, I couldn't pressure him anymore. But I see I had a fairly decent gap to the 3rd place, so that gave me a bit of breathing space to not worry about the tyre going off at the end. And I think with the extra temperature today, the tyre held in nicely anyway. You know, that little bit of extra temperature stops the tyre from tearing and helps the wear pattern a bit better. So the bike I could ride the bike consistently all the way to the last lap. So you know, just really pleased to be back on the podium. It's been a lot of rounds already, and I haven't been on here, and it's you start to take it for granted. You know, in 2015 I had a very good season and started to expect to be on the podium, and this year it's been a bit of a wait. So I'm just going to savour the moment, if you don't mind.
You know, I thought, well, let's just get through the first couple of turns. If we get through Agostini's, then everything should be cool, you know, because you know, there's guys that will come from like the 4th or 5th row on the grid and try and win the race at turn 2, and you know, it really doesn't work. So I just wanted to stay safe for the first few laps, and I think I was in like 4th or 5th place or something, and then just sort of chipped away, and then James made a mistake going into the corner before the one on the back straight. He just kind of looked like he sort of semi-locked the bike up a little bit, and I thought, well, there's my opportunity to pass him. So I took that. But I'd been watching the lap time pretty much all the way through the race, because I knew the rhythm I could do if I needed to do it. And it struck me on about lap 12 or 13, maybe quite late on, that I hadn't actually done a very fast lap yet. So then I had to get my head down a little bit. But the difficult thing about Snetterton is trying hard not to try hard, you know, because you can torture the side of the tyre here if you get a little bit anxious. And yeah, I was trying really hard to sort of get the bike up and not use the edge of the tyre at all. But fortunately, that gave me some tyre left to push on for a lap time at the end. So yeah, you could say the race went exactly to plan. It was a great job. We knew that we could do that job with that tyre because I did a good race run on it yesterday. So yeah, now it's back to the drawing board, have a quick look at the data and see if there's anything we can do to improve. You know, certainly try and get a better start in race 2, and then see where we go from there.